pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before I do roll call, I'd like to ask for a moment of silence for Ray Cornford, former village president, years 2000 to 2010, and a fellow Bulldog brother. There's a lot you can say about Ray, but he was definitely a community man for the community. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Jamie Kendall,
Present.
Darcy McSwain,
Present.
Paul Jenderski,
Here.
Edgar Titoff,
Present.
Michael Nesbitt,
Present.
and Kathy Harris.
Present.
Approval adjustments to the agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll support.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Any announcements, public comment? You
Wanna
got
take a
three,
minute?
you got 3 minutes, chief.
Yeah, you can start the timer. Just want to take a couple minutes to, while everybody's here, to bring some notification to some things that have happened in the past month since we last met. On February 22nd, we had a pretty bad accident just outside the village limits. A van went head-on with a tree out there. There was a female driver who was pretty banged up, unconscious, bleeding from the head, but she had 3 kids in the car. The reason why I got my bodyguards back here tonight is they're here to recognize their efforts in that accident. The 3 kids, 2 were toddlers, 1 was an infant, but the toddlers could talk. I mean, watching the body camera footage, you could just tell the terror in the kids' eyes, and these 2 handled themselves like professionals. Their first objective was they checked on the female, realized that there was nothing they could do at that time. They needed to get the kids out of the car away from the mom so they didn't have to look at that anymore. You know, it's not something a kid needs to see. So they did as fast as they could, breaking the window down, getting the 2 kids out, and then the infant on the other side, the door was jammed shut, so they had to force it open. Got them out, got the 2 toddlers into the car where it's warm again because it was still cold at that time. And then Officer Thompson stayed with the infant until somebody else came by to relieve him. So their efforts on that was above and beyond what I think is normal, but it is part of the job. So, but just to recognize them for their efforts on that one.
Kudos.
And then Saturday night, yeah, Saturday night. I think it was Sunday afternoon. I got a text message from fire chief there telling me about something that Ethan had gotten into on Saturday night. There was a call about a man that was unconscious, not breathing. Officer Thompson responded, ran into the house, made quick evaluation of it, and you know, this is not part of our training to recognize this kind of things on a regular basis, but he recognized that, yeah, he was unconscious, but it was probably because there was something else going on, and it turns out the gentleman was ODing on drugs, so he ran back to his car and got his Narcan, brought it back in and gave him a hit of Narcan, got a response, but he went back down, so CPR was given, and then fire department showed up, they gave him another hit of Narcan, so that the CPR on the Narcan is his quick thinking pretty much saved the guy's life, so just want to recognize him for that effort as well. So.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Thank you for recognizing them, Chief. They
Yep.
deserve that.
Do you guys want to talk?
Anybody else, any announcements?
You know what?
I have one.
Public comment?
I need some guidance. I want to try to get a 4-way stop on my corner. It's Hosmer and Sanderson.
The curve.
Yeah, the curve where my house sits right on. Kathy, you're aware of what can happen there. It's a drag strip now. So how do we go about?
What time of day?
Well, it'd be a 3-way because your
Well,
road
yeah,
goes
I
dead
can
end.
make it. Yeah, that's a village road though.
Your house has been hit before though, hasn't it?
Yeah, I had a snow machine come through the bedroom window a few years ago. Now they
they're
took my
coming.
trees down, and now
I wasn't
I'm PTSD big time.
So you're talking, Hodgemere and,
They come off Lake on Hosmer, and they just floor it till they get to Cold Street.
okay, I got you.
And I'm right in the
That where
middle of the
the
road,
pavement is now?
right there on the curve. And I was wondering, how would we go about, we got little kids all over, to get some kind of a stop sign system going there?
Well, Hosmer's pretty beat up right now, but once you
Yeah,
get
they're
the
gonna
road
redo
done-
it and everything, but,
You bring a valid point. I mean,
yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, there's a stop sign on Sanderson coming towards you, right?
Yep, Sanderson coming towards Hosmer, but we need 3 more there. I mean, I could have one, that dead end where my driveway is, that's a village road. So you guys can hide back there if you want. Get 'em from down.
You gotta tell us when nobody's here.
Ain't none of these guys. So. So what would we do to get something going on that?
It's just a process that we could easily take care of with the police and DPW.
Okay.
I'll probably wait till after they get the.
I mean,
pavement done.
Don didn't even wanna put the fire hydrant in my front yard, saying somebody would take it out.
Alright.
Which is good, cause I didn't want it there either.
We don't wanna give them another bullseye.
I don't wanna go
Well,
through that
might
again.
stop them from going in your bedroom again.
Oh,
Right.
it took me 10 years to move back to that front bedroom, you know? And
I
now
bet,
I'm
and
shaking again now that the trees are gone, and they're just,
Well, you'll get those back, right? You're gonna get some of them back.
or put a stop sign where they hit that first, you know? Something, okay?
Find somebody with some big boulders.
There you go.
I wouldn't wanna get
Well,
the fire
yeah.
hydrant anyway.
But then they cartwheel into my front. You know, it's like, but let you guys know, that is a village road there. Dog might bark a little bit, but.
That gives us away then.
thank you, Julie.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Bring lots of coffee so they stay
Yeah, there
awake.
you go.
Gentlemen.
Who's next? Come on. Let's keep it rolling.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the St. Charles Village Council. I extend my warm greetings. My name is Riley Skiles, and that is Eric Answer. We are with the SCC Student Ambassadors at St. Charles High School, and it's a promising new initiative.
Speak up a little bit, I'm kinda hard of hearing.
So our club, the SCC Student Ambassadors, is dedicated to promoting positive change within our community through volunteerism and service. Whether it's lending a hand at local events such as the St. Charles Haunted House, or spearheading our own initiatives such as neighborhood cleanups or assisting elderly residents. We are committed to making a difference. Furthermore, we're actively planning fundraisers aimed at supporting our educators by providing much-needed supplies and resources. Our goal is to help empower teachers and enhance the educational experiences for all in our community. The SEC Student Ambassadors stand ready and eager to collaborate with you, our honorable council members, on any initiatives or projects that benefit the greater good of St. Charles. Should you have any tasks or opportunities for us to contribute to, please don't hesitate to reach out using the contact cards we have provided to you. In closing, I want to express our heartfelt gratitude for your time and consideration. Together, we can create a brighter future for St. Charles, one act of service at a time. Thank you.
Amen.
Thank you, gentlemen.
How many of you are involved in this? Just you two? I mean, how many is there?
So there is currently 3 people right now. We have not had a meeting yet for high schoolers for them to come join, but we are set to have a meeting this Tuesday for current high schoolers to come. But we are also having 8th graders to come, so next year they can be a part of the club and they get.
So this is brand new, it just started?
Yes.
Nice,
Okay, cool.
nice, cool.
Right, thanks.
Thanks, Riley. Thanks,
Thanks
Eric.
again,
Thank you,
boys.
gentlemen.
Anybody else? Mr. Brown?
Sorry, I'm not here to yell. I'm not here for that.
Sit on
First of all, council members, Hart, what I wanna do is thank you guys for this last year. You guys have put plans together. This council has gone through a lot of crap all year. And I personally think, and I think there's people in the community that haven't spoke up yet, to tell you that you're doing a great job. I want to tell you that tonight. for our planning commission that went through all the ordinances this year. You've got your park board, you've got the DPW, we've got new people in the police department. I've seen more patrols on this roads in town than the last 50 years, 70-some years I've lived here, than ever.
And Sundays now, right?
Yes, the exposure and the stuff that you guys are doing are fantastic. I think this ship at one time was banging from side to side. I think you guys got going this ship right down the center. Can you please everybody? No, you can't. But you're doing one heck of a job. With direction for you directing Hart or Hart directing you, however you guys do this, I think you're doing a heck of a job, and I don't think you guys hear it enough.
Appreciate that, Terry.
Thank you. Anybody else? All right. Spicer, engineer report, please.
Good evening. I believe everyone should have received a copy of the report. It should be short and sweet this month. Working on wrapping up the drinking water asset management project. Probably should have a draft report here in the next month or so to Hart and council for review. That is due in July. So that's coming along, wrapping it up, just wrapping some of the loose ends as far as the water services go and things like that, and then getting the capital improvement report, or capital improvement plan and report finalized. It's coming together well. I think it should set the village up, for the next 20 years as far as capital improvement projects go on the water side of things. Phase 1 project, not a whole lot. We kind of wrapped up work towards the end of last month.
Still seems to be a lot of cleanup down there, though, stuff to do with it.
Yeah, there's
roads
quite a
are
bit of
bad.
cleanup
Yeah.
work yet. We just gotta wait for a little bit of break in the weather here. We've been spoiled with what we've got. Asphalt plant's probably another month and a half before they get going. I talked to Air Construction today. Sounds like maybe the next 2-3 weeks, we might pour some of the sidewalk back and get some of the concrete driveways, but again, that's all dependent on the weather. If it turns cold again, we're probably not gonna be out there pouring concrete or putting topsoil down.
It's
So,
coming.
we've been working on a couple other odds and ends with Hart, code of ordinance updates. I gotta get him some information on that from us. We finalized safe routes last month, wasn't it, or was it? Yeah, finalized safe routes. Still waiting to hear on the TMF grant that was submitted. There hasn't been any information out yet on that. I think that should about wrap it up. Any
There's
questions?
something else that they were gonna do that I was seeing in here. What the heck was that all about? They were involved in the Spicer engineering, or one of the engineers in here or something. I'm not seeing it now. But they had already had them on.
Well, so I haven't told Mitchell about anything yet, but the TMF grant is $597,000 to verify lead service lines. And this press release from Washington, D.C. on Saturday, March 9th, 2024, the President signed into law House Resolution 4366, the Consolidated Appropriations Act of 2024. If you recall, last January, myself, Kathy Harris, Jenny Nesbitt as clerk, Marguerite Fowler as treasurer, Jason Thurston and Julie Church met with Dan Kildee and his staff, and we went through some of the needs and wants of the village. And one of them was public safety we were working on, and the other was our infrastructure, our underwater infrastructure. And I was trying to find some payment to help alleviate the stress on the village budget. And HR 4366 by Representative Carter, John R. Carter out of Texas. There is 243 actions. There was 38 roll call votes. 295 amendments were submitted, and it was passed and signed by the governor, or by the president, and we will be receiving $1 million.
Amen. Yeah.
It's not a match, it's just a straight grant. I don't care if it's taxpayers in Iowa that paid for it, I'm happy. So if that 597 comes through to verify, the million should close it out, and we should have all the lead and galvanized service lines in the village gone in the next 2-3 years. We'll save on the budget long-term. It's an unfunded mandate by the state, and it eradicates so we can start focusing on water mains, pump stations, roads, and everything else. So I didn't tell you that, Mitch, but we got some work to do.
Congratulations.
Having spoke with Grace from Congressman Kildee's office, it's going to be probably a year-long process. We'll see the million next fiscal year, but we got to go through the federal program. We gotta do, the Davis-Bacon Act. We gotta follow all their laws and rules to make sure that we're using and appropriating the funds properly, but it's a big deal. I asked for 3 million, got 1 million, but it's still wonderful for the village, and so
Don't hurt to ask.
if we get everything together, we should be done with lead service lines forever. So,
Great work.
thought I would announce that and tell you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Nice
Art.
job.
Thank you, thank you.
I think that's all I have. Like I said, does anyone have any questions? As soon as weather breaks, we'll get phase 1 cleaned up.
I don't think we're completely done with winter, but we're
We're
close.
not.
We're
It's
close.
supposed to snow, I think, the end of the
Yeah.
month, and then we still have some things to go over on phase 1. I
Yeah.
think there will be some funds left over that we can look at adding more service lines, maybe down Main Street. Kinda clean things up that way
Mhm.
too.
Absolutely.
But we should come in under budget, on time, and be able to do a little bit more than we planned.
Yeah, here, Spicer Engineering for code enforcement.
Mitch, I have a question.
Yes.
This old water tower painting,
The planning committee
is
talk about
that for the one we already did?
Yeah, that's done.
Okay.
I can probably pull that off.
What I was seeing
Okay.
here
Well,
was
it said regarding the structural condition.
Yep, we
So-
provided all that.
They won't paint unless they know it's safe.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, I was gonna say.
We're looking at the newer tower, we're gonna try, I think, a power wash first, and then see what we need to do as far as cleaning that one up as well.
So when you
Okay.
get there.
Good.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Mitchell.
Thanks, Mitchell.
what I was reading there was from request from the Old Spicer Engineering for the code enforcement update. What the heck is that?
So we finished the zoning side of things, planning commission's looking at going to the code side of things, and the company we used previously, one of the members that who was an expert in the field passed away, and then the other member that helped us out, left the company, so we're looking at different companies, out to bid to see if we can come in and fix some of the things that, whether it's a noise ordinance, whether it's trash cans, and some of the code side of things, now that we have the zoning side done. It'll probably be a year-long endeavor, but we wanna pick and choose the right ones and move forward.
Council minutes approval for February 14th, 2024 and February 21st, 2024.
Heard from Tito since he retired.
He swung in today at lunch, he had a funeral to go to, and looks good, so, looks happy.
I make a motion we accept the minutes of the regular meeting on February 14th, 2024.
I'll support.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
I was gonna ask you too, how was that going with the Thurston Outdoors? I think that was on this meeting agenda. They started that up there, right?
Yeah, we've already started doing permits already. We've done 3 so far.
And like I said, the whole point was to keep people in town. As soon as she stamps it, he signs it, they go right back to Thurston, so it's working.
I'll make a motion we accept the minutes of the special meeting February 21st, 2024.
I'll support. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Commission committee reports. Item A, Downtown Development Authority, March 1st, 2024.
That easement agreement on West One.